Morning, guys. John and Heather from our Hodgepodge Homestead.
Morning.
We're going to be out in the garden today. It's beautiful. It's about 50 degrees. Maybe it's 50. I don't even know if it's 50. But we are going to get this garden ready for winter. We're going to clean up a bunch of our beds, get the old weeds out. We're going to get any product we have out there still. I know we've got birdhouse gourds, we've got loofahs.
And we're gonna stir in the mulch and get it all ready for winter.
Yep, and then I'm going to, once that's all done, and I get a few more leaves coming down on the ground, we're going to cover every bed with about an inch or two leaves, let them sit there over winter and build right into the soil. So that's our plan today. So when we'll give you a view of what it looks like right now, and then we'll show you when we're done. It'll probably be tomorrow, but you know, there we go.
All right, we'll see you in a few.
All right, so we're working on getting our beds put away for winter. What we're doing is getting all the weeds, anything that's growing, all these weeds picked up since we pulled our crops out of here. We had cabbage in here, and we had sugar snap peas growing up the trellis here. So once those were gone, we just kind of let the bed be, but we're going to get all of our cages put away, get all this green out of this bed, and then what I'm going to do is we've got so many trees around, I'm going to start laying leaves on the beds for overwinter, so they'll break down, they'll go in, and that'll be good for what we put down next year before we plant. So this is what we're starting out with several of our beds today, and this is what we want to end up with, this bed over here. And we haven't totally raked all this out yet, but again, we're going to put leaves on top of this for them to lay over winter, and you know, they'll do the garden good.
And this is the mess that we have to clean up.
Yeah, and you may see all those tomatoes. They were just, we got so inundated with tomatoes, and I hate to see all that waste, but we really kind of made a mistake here on putting these, the way we planted these tomatoes. It looks like they're right there readily available, but when we were trying to pick them with all the vines, we couldn't hardly get through the vines, and you'd go to pull tomatoes out, they'd fall. So this was, we're considering the way we did this a fail for us.
Well, and you can see the trellises run diagonally. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And we planted 1 to 3 in between each, and it just was a mess.
We used some small animal fencing. You know, if we'd have used maybe like a, oh, that was dangerous. If we'd have used like, you know, one of these cattle panels, it would have been okay because you get your hand in there. But with these, we couldn't get our hands.
We couldn't reach through.
You could, but then coming out with tomatoes, you weren't. It wasn't going to happen. So yeah, this will come out. This won't happen again. We're gonna probably use the same material, just in a different fashion on another bed later. But
maybe just go straight down the middle and have plants on either side.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what we'll do. And they'll still be supportive. And I use lots of garden twine this year to hold these things. Whoa, look at that. It's raining tomatoes.
Don't step on them.
The chickens are going to love these. So
yeah, they won't go to waste.
I mean, there's still some of them on there are probably still good, but the frost is, I don't think we've gotten a frost. But
we have not.
They're pretty soft. I don't like a soft tomato. So, but yeah, we've got our work ahead of us.
Got some pumpkins. We ended up with 4 good-sized pumpkins, but we needed 6. You got 6 grandbabies and only grow 4 pumpkins. That's not a good thing. So we're gonna be buying a couple and mixing them in.
Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of what we're doing today. So
here's some of the loofahs that are just going crazy in here as well.
And the funny thing is they're growing.
They weren't
15
even
feet away from where they were planted.
Yeah, they were not planted here. They were planted over here, which is this giant mound, and there are none in here.
There's some small ones, but there's
nothing. But
they're, well, actually, look, right here's one. That's the first time I've seen that one.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then there's one growing on the ground over here, and then there's a couple just little stragglers somewhere like right around in here and on that side, but they won't have time to mature before we get our first frost. So
I will show you though, these ones over here, I mean, we have them growing along the fence. We have them growing like crazy. I don't know if you can see them in here. There's just tons of them. Tons of them. There's more over here. A bunch right here. So if y'all have any pointers on when to harvest and how to harvest, please comment below because I'm going to be having to do quite a bit of research on these because I've never grown them before.
So like I said, this is what we're doing today. Our panels, I think we're going to leave our panels in place over winter and rethink some of the ways we planted. We've never planted vertically before.
We liked it though.
Yeah, we liked it. It was very, very nice to walk through here and everything, but I think we really need to rethink the way our sun comes across our garden right here. That's south. And some of the things got shaded out by our hoops, so we really have to...
Or what we planted on the other side of it.
We really
because here we had snap peas on this side that only got about this tall because our broccoli shaded it out on the other side of the panel, but here we planted snap peas here and they just did wonderful.
They went all the way up.
But our cabbage was here and it was on the opposite side, so the sun, it was able to get the sun. So yeah, we're gonna rethink. We're gonna leave our hoops for now. In the spring we may come back and decide to move some of them, but until we know what we're doing, we don't want to move anything and then have to move it again.
Yep, and this year I am going to cut down asparagus. I didn't cut it down last year, and that was a real pain dealing with asparagus this year. So I never had an asparagus patch before, but you can see it is crazy.
That's all of that.
Crazy.
And it goes all the whole length.
Yep. I had asparagus growing up in my aisles this year, but anyway. All right, so we're kind of bouncing all over the place on you, so we're going to get to work, and
we'll be back.
We'll show you when we got some things done.
Okay guys, so we have been working hard. This is the next day from when we started the video. We have about half of the garden cleaned. Beds are emptied except for some leaves that have fallen. But we still have monster loofah spreading everywhere. We are leaving, sorry if I can, we are gonna leave, these zinnias are still blossoming pretty good, so we're gonna leave them. We just have about, I don't know, 3 or 4 more beds to go over here. And these are our birdhouse gourds. Ooh, that sun. These are birdhouse gourds that we've harvested so far, and our pumpkins. Yeah, so just wanted to give you a quick status update of where we're at, and we're gonna keep plugging away at these beds, and we'll show you it once it's all done. We'll see you back in a few. All right, so we are done for now. We still have all of the loofahs there and over here. We're gonna wait obviously to pull those down until we harvest all the loofahs. We still have a lot of small ones, and if we're lucky we still have a couple weeks before our first frost, so I'm hoping it gives them more chance to grow and mature. I did watch a video yesterday from Living Traditions Homestead that they harvest theirs when they're green and then lay them out to dry for about a month, I think she said. So I'm gonna watch some more videos. If you guys have any tips or tricks on harvesting loofahs, I don't think I have the option to leave them on the vine until they're dry, just because they'll freeze and rot. And
we don't really have a place large enough to put them all in the house either. I mean, I guess I could put it down in the pantry or somewhere and just walk around them, but yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll make room. But we do want to show you real quick just kind of what the garden looks like now.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
We also still have chocolate jalapeno peppers that are standing, that are still turning brown, and I'd rather them turn brown on the plant than try to ripen them in the house. So probably 20-25 more of those. And then once we're done in this garden, then we have the potato bed, which did terrible this year. The onion bed, I got the garlic bed halfway done yesterday, and then we've got where we did our Amish tomato,
Our Amish paste tomatoes.
paste tomatoes that we got to clean up too, because I believe that's going to be a goat pen come next spring.
Yay! More to come on that.
Yeah,
And I'll-
infrastructure.
all right, so let's show you real quick. I will turn this around.
Okay, so as you see, all our beds are cleaned up, and this dirt is like just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And what we're gonna do in the next week or so is get these covered with leaf matter from the yard. We've got a bunch of maples and oaks in this yard that are gonna give us plenty of leaves. Way back there is our asparagus that's still standing. We're gonna get that knocked down here real soon. Those are our peppers. Again,
Peppers.
loofahs. Heather talked me into letting her keep her flowers up because they are still blooming. They're still pretty, and we do still have some bees rolling around. So
Lots of bees in the garden today, so they're enjoying the last of the mild temperatures before the first freeze.
yeah. And this is the back side of the loofahs, and on the fence here, that's where our birdhouse gourds carried onto. We're gonna let those sit. Pretty much, they'll let them stay right on the vine until they're done, because we don't have any more room on our fence rail.
As you can see, how many did you count?
63.
63 and 3 pumpkins. That's 63 counting all of these on the rail.
Yep, that are still
And
hanging.
those on the fence. So this year was definitely a learning experience for us. We didn't video much because frankly we've never grown in raised beds before, and we really didn't know what to expect. We put a lot of the panels in to grow on, and we learned a lot of what we're not going to do next year. Some of our stuff really crowded out other stuff, and we learned that we do not want to put loofah vines in the very center of the garden because they will take over, as well as the birdhouse gourds. So yeah, next year we'll be a little bit more strategic on our placement of different crops, and
Right.
so
I actually think next year we've got this exact same garden space on the other side of the asparagus that is also all fenced in.
let me walk over there
Yeah.
and show you.
So I think what we may do next year is actually grow our loofahs and our birdhouse gourds on the perimeter fencing. Just to let it go crazy that way, and it won't really interrupt or interfere with any other plants that we've got going.
And I think that like the pumpkins and stuff we can do over there where it's not necessarily in a raised bed, because they really needed more room. We really just needed 6 pumpkins, and we got 4, and one already rotted.
One rotted, so we have to buy 3 pumpkins for the other 3 grand.
Yeah,
so.
we have 6 grandkids, and I said, I don't care how many pumpkins we get as long as we get at least 6. And so, yeah, I'm bummed about that. I'm sure they don't care, but you know.
Yeah. And next year, the garden over here on this side of the asparagus again is probably not going to be raised beds unless wood prices really go down. Because like we said, we do have some things in our near future. You guys are going to really enjoy our ride with that, because it's going to be our first time with one of those things. So we're all going to be learning together on that
Probably
one.
in the spring, so nothing too soon.
But again, infrastructure has to happen first. That's going to cost money. And I think with the, what do we have, 20 raised beds in here?
18 inside and 2
8,
at the
yeah.
entrance.
Yeah, so I think that that's plenty of raised beds for the crop vegetables we want to grow. And then on that side, we can do the pumpkins. I wouldn't even mind trying
Corn.
watermelon again, or
I would like to grow corn.
Some corn. We did really well with corn one year.
Mm-hmm.
1 year.
1 year.
But
That was
I'd like
the same year we had that 2013 when we had that huge tomato.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything did
Still
great
eating
that
tomatoes
year.
from that. But I'd like to try some cantaloupe too. You know, I've never really been successful with that. So I think we're going to get in here and just really get this grass killed off this winter, and get it tilled in real well before frost, and then hopefully have some good fertile soil there for all that stuff next year.
Yep.
But again, thanks for sticking with us today and yesterday, and we hope to see you guys real soon. You know what we say here at the Hodgepodge Homestead: we love our garden beds to be cleaned out before winter.
And you should too. Bye.
Bye.